All right, hello everyone. Caitlin Straight here of CaitlinStraight.com, and hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. This is the my 5-step system for Facebook marketing that I use almost daily, and I'll just go over it. It's pretty simple, and I recorded myself doing this earlier, so I'll be about 30 minutes or so. So if you see me, hold on just a second. If you see me looking down, it's because I made some notes on the 5 steps. So, don't worry, I'm here. So, and this will be recorded, so anybody that misses it, me being live, you'll get to recap, and I can answer any questions anybody has underneath in the Q&A. Okay? So my first step here is to have a plan and track what you're doing. So a plan can consist of a lot of different things, whether you're just showing up consistently in groups on your page daily, whether you're promoting, your services and your products and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing here is to always be providing valuable content, whether that means sharing your message for free and but really just providing value. So that can mean a lot of different things. Sharing your blog content, sharing your videos, sharing anything of value that you can, whether it's just typing a message up on Facebook, but you always want to do everything with value. So just always keep that in mind with everything that you do. And the other thing is you always want to track what you're doing and where you're posting and what's getting you a return, right? So along with sharing the valuable content, so sharing any YouTube videos you do about yourself and your business and how you can help people, blog posts, sharing other people's valuable content, you want to track where you're sharing it on Facebook, so in Facebook groups, on your page, wherever, and then track what's getting you returns. So you want to be doing all of this, but keeping track of where you're posting it and what's getting you the best engagement. So if people are really responding well to Facebook Lives, you want to be doing more of that. If people are responding well to you posting on your page, asking questions, you want to be asking more questions. If people are responding to you doing question and answer, things like this, or they're responding to you commenting on their posts more, then you want to be doing more of that. So the main thing is to have a plan, come up with whatever that means to you, whether it's posting in groups daily, posting on YouTube daily and sharing that on your page, posting on your page, whatever that plan means to you, and tracking what you're doing in that plan as far as return of what's working. So the second thing of the 5-step system is to try different things but do what gets you a return, right? So I'm up for trying all kinds of things. Like I'll try Snapchat, I'll try YouTube videos, I'll try sharing different types of content on Facebook, try doing live videos on my Facebook feed, posting in groups, hosting my own group, doing whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can try to market your business, right? But you want to try things and then track what's working. You don't want to be everywhere if you're not producing results. So the main thing here is to not be on Twitter and Facebook and hosting a Facebook group and having a Facebook page and having being a participant in other people's Facebook groups and doing all of this stuff without getting a return, without getting people actually interacting with you and converting them back on your blog and subscribing to your email list and actually buying your stuff. If you're everywhere doing everything and it's not getting you success, it's not getting you money, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. And it looks really bad if you're everywhere and you don't have anything going on there. So if you have an empty Instagram page and an empty Twitter page or you're not focusing on those things, you need to either bump up engagement, so when people find you on those things, if it's a live thing that's linked to your website or if they can find it on your email list or something, when they click on that, you want them to see that you're there, that you're engaged, that you're recent, like you're posting stuff about your business, that you're sharing that valuable content, that you're sharing your blog posts. You don't want them to show up to an empty party, right? Or something that you haven't posted on in a year. That looks a lot worse to me versus having something that's really engaged, that they feel like they can really get to know you, that they trust you and they trust the content that you're producing, right? So the main thing there, if you're having an issue with posting to all of these things, if you feel the need to be everywhere, which is always a good idea if you want to get visibility in your business, you need to have a plan, like a scheduling plan for all these different things, and be tracking what's working for each social media outlet, and maybe get some automation going. So when you post, you create a blog post or you create a video, maybe share that in some Facebook groups, and then share it on your Twitter later in the day, and then maybe send it out to your email list. Have a schedule set up so you're getting the content that you need out, or you're sharing a really cool blog post you found from someone. So you're sharing all of these things everywhere so it doesn't look like you have empty Facebook profiles everywhere. So, because if you have empty Facebook profiles, it looks bad, and you could be missing out on potential clients and customers finding you and being interested in your products and services, right? So that's on trying different things and tracking. And number 3, knowing who you want to serve and their pain points. So recently I fired like 3 of my clients because I thought, like recently, like yesterday, I thought they were who I wanted to work with. They were in my ideal client avatar. And it turns out that I really didn't feel like I was serving them to the best of my ability, and I didn't feel like I really wanted to work with them one-on-one anymore. It just wasn't working out for me, and it was taking up a lot of my time and a lot of my energy to keep trying to work with these clients because they were really demanding. They had a lot of stuff that they needed for me to do, but it wasn't working, and I wasn't feeling really motivated and excited to work with them anymore, right? So my ideal client avatar, or the people that I ideally want to work with, has kind of shifted. I don't want to work with those kind of people anymore. So having an ideal client avatar does not necessarily mean you have to stick to that forever. Like once you have that in your head, it's not set in stone. And that can change. And just because you have different clients that might not fit into that is still okay too. Because the only reason you're going to change your ideal client avatar is if you work with people that, the only reason you're going to know who you want to work with is by working with people, right? So that can always change. And you really need to know your pain points and know, not know your pain points, know your clients' pain points. So when you're marketing to them, you know exactly what they need help with right now. If I'm a social media marketer, right? So people need help with marketing on Facebook. They don't know where to post. They don't know when to post. They don't know if they should have their own group. They don't know if they should be posting on other people's groups. They don't know if they should be doing Facebook Lives. What do they need to post on their pages, right? There's like all these questions. How much should they be posting? What types of content? Those are potentially pain points for my clients, right? They don't know what to do, and they don't know how to track it, and they don't know, they need someone to show them like what they should be doing and what gets results. And by knowing their pain points, I can create products and services that I know that they really need and that they'll buy because I know that's something that they really want. And that's something you have to consider when you create products and services and packages for anything in business. You don't want to create something that no one wants and no one needs help with. And just because it's something that you think they need doesn't necessarily mean they actually need it. So by keeping those pain points in mind, it will make everything a lot easier when you're trying to market to your customers and you're not wasting time creating things that nobody wants. So number 4 in the 5-step system for Facebook marketing is groups are magic. Okay, not literally, but to me they are. If groups ever go away on Facebook, I'm going to be in a world of trouble, right? So groups are a main part of my business because it provides a way for me to jump in and to be able to help people right away with their problems with Facebook marketing and be able to have an audience right away. Because even if I'm helping one or two people by asking a question, like I could say, hey, what are your problems with marketing in Facebook? Or what questions do you have about setting up a group? Or what questions do you have about setting up an ad? Or whatever it is. I could just go in there and ask a simple question. A couple people could ask their questions, and then I could answer back, hey, here's your answer, or whatever. But by me interacting with just one or two people, or commenting on people's posts, or sharing my own blog posts and adding all that valuable content in other people's groups, it builds a platform of me being an expert in what I do. So not only did that person really get help with whatever they need, I helped that person, but all of the people that are in that group see, wow, like I know what I'm talking about, and I reached out and helped that person. So that's potentially, one person I really helped that could potentially end up being a client, and a bunch of other people that saw me interacting, and maybe I also helped them answer their questions. And it's just like it's a free, easy way to establish your expertise in what you know, just by answering questions, being of service, being of value, sharing, your wealth of knowledge in those groups. It really helps. Five-step system number 5. Remember to connect and show you're human by storytelling, right? Because a lot of times in social media marketing, we forget the social part of it, right? Like we kind of tend to disconnect when we don't interact with people because we're like stuck behind all these computers and stuff, right? Like we can't actually see the people and we're not touching them, in real life. You don't want to lose that human interaction. We are all humans, and you want to remember that as much as you can, right? So by telling your story, telling how you got started in business, telling how you can help people with their problems, telling people how you've overcome problems in your business, how you've overcome problems even in your life, is a great way to connect to people, and it will make you memorable to your audience or to your customers, right? Hold on. So I worked in retail for a while. It was like years. I worked at Bath and Body Works, and I was a seasonal sales associate. So I worked with all the Christmas crazies, right? And I worked all the time. And I was only seasonal, so I wasn't I was kind of full-time, but like as the season ended, my hours would drop. And I would, work full-time, be on my feet all the time, literally get up at 4 to go to work by 5 and be there till 9 o'clock at night and have like 2 15-minute breaks or something. And I really enjoyed interacting with people, and I enjoyed my job. I just hated the hours and my small wage, right? So I had a roommate that I was living with because I couldn't afford to live by myself. And at that point, I think I really realized that I really needed that human connection. I really enjoyed the aspect of interacting with people more than just the selling. But regardless, I was working my butt off, and I was working all these hours, and I wasn't making any money really, and I was scraping by. And I can remember coming home one day and wanting to, I had a bill to pay, or I needed to go get groceries. I think I had to go get groceries. And I checked my bank account, and I noticed I had like $4 on my debit card. And I was like, okay, I need groceries. So I can remember dumping all the change out of my purse and sitting on my floor and counting change out to try and get some money together to go to the grocery store. And I was tired, and my feet hurt, and I was worn out because I've been working all the time. And I came to the conclusion, how can I be working so hard and so much and really honestly enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm still so broke, and I'm, on minimum wage. And I think that was the first time that I finally realized that I couldn't continue doing that. And I shared that story on Facebook, right? When I first started my business, I started sharing stories about my life. And by me sharing that story and saying how it transitioned me into never wanting to be in that place ever again, I got like the most engagement I've ever gotten on any Facebook post ever. I had people reaching out to me that I've never even talked to that like really resonated with what I was talking about. And you don't have to necessarily share something super personal like that, but the more uncomfortable you are about sharing your experiences, like the more it makes you kind of like, I don't know if I want people to know that about me or my family or whatever, probably the more you're going to be able to actually connect with people, because everyone goes through similar experiences. And by sharing those experiences, it just shows that you're human and that you can, I just lost all my light. Oh well. It shows that you're human and you can, you know, connect with them, and that you've gone through what they're going through and you can help them get through whatever it is that they're going through. So storytelling and sharing really personal stories like that and connecting it back to your business is really a fantastic selling point. And it's not hard. You're being yourself. You're sharing your experiences and your stories. I mean, you're not out there cold pitching about your services and trying to convince people to come buy your stuff. You're sharing who you are. You're sharing your personal stories. I mean, that's easy, right? So that's my 5-step system. Have a plan, whatever that means to you, and track it. Try different things, but do what gets you a return. Don't be everywhere at once just for the sake of doing everything. Knowing who you serve and their pain points, and that can always change, but really remembering their pain points and nailing that down is really good. Groups are where it's at. I hope they don't go away anytime soon because they're fantastic. And remember to connect and show you're human and do some storytelling. That's always a fun thing too. So if you have any questions about my 5-step system, obviously it kind of goes into more in depth. I mean, but this is literally what I do on a daily basis with Facebook marketing. So if you have any questions, pop it in the bottom of this video and I can answer them. Thanks for watching. Bye.